Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Repeat Ron, and today we're going to be doing another Fallout 3 tier list. This is going to be on the shotguns in Fallout 3. This isn't going to be all of the shotguns in the game or all of the shotgun type of weapons in the game, but this is going to be just any of the ones that use the shotgun shells from the game. I'll be covering the other ones, or I have already covered the other ones in their own videos, like all the pistols, where you have some pistols that do count as shotguns, and there will be some in the energy weapons as well, like the tri-beam laser and the metal blaster, so we'll be going over those later. Disclaimer to everybody, Fallout 3 is a open world sandbox game where you can adjust the difficulty all the time, so you can get away with using anything. Even on the highest difficulty, Fallout 3 is not an incredibly difficult game, so feel free to use absolutely whatever you want and disregard this entirely, because I did when I was playing through it recently again too. I played stuff that I just thought would be fun, and it turned out to be quite fun. So let's get into this. And our first shotgun is the combat shotgun. Now, the combat shotgun you can find pretty early on. It does really high damage per shot. It has a pretty slow rate of fire compared to most other Fallout games. Not so much in this game, because almost everything seems to have a pretty slow rate of fire in Fallout 3. So it's not too far out of place. It actually has pretty good spread on it too. It is the most accurate shotgun out of all of them, which is nice, because usually you want more accuracy so that your pellets are actually hitting. You can hit crits with it, and it hits incredibly hard with crits because shotguns abuse the heck out of crits in this game, since every single pellet will count, adding on its crit damage onto it. So the basic combat shotgun is fantastic. It's really good to get early on. It holds 12 shots in it, and it's going to be up into probably A tier, maybe S tier. It's really that good just for a basic weapon. Maybe I actually will put it up into S tier. I think the basic one belongs into S tier because it is just so strong, and you can get it pretty early on. Combat shotguns are really easy to find. There is a unique variant of this that I don't have up here, sort of. It's the combat shotgun from Operation Anchorage, which has all the same benefits that this shotgun does. It looks a little bit nicer, and it also is pretty much unbreakable. You can also exploit it to where you have pretty much infinite shotgun shells, which makes it pretty much the most overpowered weapon in the game. Having arguably the best spread out of any shotgun, never having to worry about breaking your shotgun and just dealing high damage as well as just abusing the crits, makes it absolutely ridiculous, and that one would definitely be at the very top of S tier. Probably the best weapon in the game for almost every circumstance, but we're not going to be counting that. This is just the regular shotgun, which still fits into S tier, but not as crazy as an unbreakable shotgun with infinite ammo. Our next shotgun that we have is the unique version that you can find around the Wasteland, which is the terrible shotgun, and this does more damage. You can find this in one of the raider camps. I don't remember which it is. The trader in there actually has it. You can kill him, or you can steal it off of him. You can do the reverse pickpocket trick. So it also has higher DPS, and it does hit harder with crits, which is really nice. It is less accurate. It's actually one of the least accurate shotguns. It's pretty much half as accurate as the regular shotgun, and it does way more than the regular shotgun. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as a shotgun, so it's also going to go up into S tier, higher up than it because of its higher damage. I'd probably still say it's lower than like the Anchorage version of the shotgun, but that one's ridiculous. This one's just really good. Then we've got the full-size double-barreled shotgun. This is available at Point Lookout. You can find this just laying around. A lot of the hillbillies have it. This does the most amount of damage out of any of these shotguns per shot, and it fires out both barrels every time you shoot it, so it can do even more damage. This thing is insane for hitting crit shots on, especially if you hit a sneak crit shot, which sneak crits do double damage. And at that point, even on the highest difficulty, you can usually one-shot just about anything in the game, if you are able to do that. The only real downside to it is that you do have to reload it after every shot, and it does kind of have a slow reload. So that's a bit annoying, and it doesn't feel as useful as the combat shotguns in regular combat a lot of the times. At least it didn't when I was playing through it. I did play through on the hardest difficulty, and I wasn't doing a whole lot of like sneak crits. So I was just trying to blast things normally with it, and any tanky enemy could usually tank through quite a few shots, where it would have just been better to have the combat shotgun at that point. So I'm going to put this one at the very high... no, I think I'd actually put it on the low end of S tier. It's on the low end of S tier or the high end of A tier. It's somewhere in there for me because it hits like a truck every time that you shoot it. It's just you only really get one shot and then you got to reload it. So it's not way great against like multiple strong enemies if you have a bunch of ghoul reavers or something coming after you. It's a little bit annoying to use. And then we have our sawed-off shotguns. So the regular sawed-off shotgun does pretty good damage. It has a good rate of fire. It has a fairly fast reload. It does have the most spread out of any of the shotguns, which is really unsurprising for a sawed-off shotgun in the first place. You do get 2 shots with it, and overall this one's pretty decent. The main problem that it has, though, is that it cannot abuse the crit system like the other shotguns can, because these shotguns, both the sawed-off shotguns, have 0% crit chance. So even if you hit a sneak crit, it doesn't do any additional damage to enemies, which is just really, really underwhelming, because that's what makes the shotguns in this game so strong, that both the sawed-off shotguns really fall flat in this area, and they're still decent if you want to use them for just blasting regular enemies. They are good if you get mods on them too. Like, if you're using mods, you can change whatever values you want and things like that, make all the weapons feel a bit better. But yeah, in the base game, the sawed-off shotgun is probably like C tier. Good for the start, good for when you're probably going to find it and use it. But you're going to discard it as soon as you get a combat shotgun, since it just can abuse the crit system so much better. And then we have the kneecapper. This one is the unique sawed-off shotgun. This one can be found at Sierra's place. If you find it over there, there's a guy named Ronald that has it. You can reverse pickpocket him, or you can kill him and take it. This one's just stronger than a regular sawed-off shotgun. It does more damage per second. It has a much tighter spread. It's actually the second most accurate shotgun in the game, but it still has no crit chance and no crit damage, so it doesn't really help all that much that it does a bit more damage. I'd put this one probably into B tier, just because it does have at least a significant amount of damage increase. Still pretty underwhelming, I would say, compared to the other shotguns in the game. It's honestly probably like the most fair shotgun in the game, where it does good damage and has reasonable spread, as well as a high rate of fire and a fast reload. It's just, you can't abuse this thing that makes the shotguns the strongest in this game. So that's where I'd put these. Next time, I guess we're going to be looking at probably all of the full-size laser weapons and plasma weapons, all the energy weapons combined. That should be interesting. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure that you get subscribed. That way you get notifications whenever I post these videos. Special thanks to my supporters over here on YouTube and my patrons over on Patreon. I really do appreciate that. If you would like to become a member or a patron, there are links down in the description below. Patrons and members also get early access to videos like this, and you can become a member of the channel or a patron for as low as $1 a month. If you'd like to see my other Fallout 3 tier list, be sure to click over here somewhere. There should be a tier list or a playlist over there that you can click on, and it'll show you all of them. Thanks everybody for watching this. I really do appreciate it, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.